Okay, so this is the video where I just quickly predict the future or update the past. So I did a test video earlier and I found out that I have a lot of noise in the background, but there's nothing I can do about that right now. So you'll just have to bear with it. Sorry about that. Um, the There are two ways to basically fix the whole noise in the background problem. One is by cleverly installing another sound card and setting up software and using filters and stuff like that, which takes a lot of time. Another way is by buying more expensive equipment like a professional mixer, professional microphone, and so on. And that other way would be much better for voiceovers and stuff like that. But it also costs about $600. So since right now all of my cash is tied up in trying to renovate the studio, and I don't think voiceovers are actually going to be a value added enterprise, meaning that even if I do them, I don't think I'm going to really get anything back out of it. I think I'll not do voiceovers for a while. But I'm sure that as soon as I can find a way to, as soon as I actually can spend the money, then I'll do it, even if there's, you know, no way for me to make that money directly from doing it, because voiceovers are cool and fun and I like to have fun. But more than liking to have fun, I would like to be productive, and I like to be rewarded for my productivity. So, what's been happening with me basically took a couple weeks off and just chilled. I hardly came onto the internet and watched some movies. I went out and watched the sunset, stuff like that. It was lots of fun. I had some really good company, and that's about it. I guess you could call it my version of spring break or something like that. What's up in the future? Well, I basically caught up with most of the. Actually, no, I have a lot of comments that people made earlier that I guess I could reply to. But other than replying to comments on my vids and stuff like that, I'm going to be making more vids, and they will be totally random and unpredictable. Not because I'm a random person really, but just because even if I record everything, it takes me a while to really edit and transcode things, and I need to do that because my upload speed is limited. So I need to compress files, and I need to just cut out additional footage that isn't needed. Otherwise, it would take forever to upload, and I don't really have forever. So that's why I've been uploading. That's part of the reason why I've been uploading less in general, and part of the reason why I don't really just upload everything that I do. The other reason is without voiceovers, a lot of the vids to me seem more boring. People haven't been complaining about them being boring though, which is surprising. But hey, it's sort of boring for me, so that's why I haven't bothered to do them. I'm sort of nearly out of space too on my hard drive, but that's due to poor organization. I have, let's see, over 13 gigs of raw video, which I should probably really delete, but I haven't actually looked through it because there's some stuff I want to keep. Perhaps ironically, I like to watch documentaries about business and stuff like that, so I would actually like to keep some of them that I recorded, because for some reason, people who make documentaries seem to make them the extreme hardest things to find. So without things like peer-to-peer sharing and taping things off of television when they randomly show, it'd be nearly impossible to find any documentary on anything, which I think is a damn shame, and somebody should try to fix that. Yeah. So unfortunately, businesses tend to have the wrong idea about intellectual property. They think with stricter laws they'll have better profits, but that isn't true. With more product availability at market sensitive price points, they will have higher profits. The reason why people buy pirated stuff is because the legitimate stuff is far too expensive and everybody knows it. I mean, when I can single produce something at a lower price than you can mass produce it, that obviously shows that you are price gouging, because when you mass produce something you have economies of scale. So what the publishing industry needs to do probably is create more small subsidiaries to service local markets with products which are not necessarily single produce, but perhaps it could be single marketed more regionally or more locally. Buying things because they're advertised on television is yes good, but you know what? People tend to more buy things because somebody else has them or tells them about them or something like that. So I don't see why people can't set up marketing centers the same way you set up Amway or some other hierarchy like that, but instead to sell more, mainstream products. To me, that would make a lot more sense. And why Amway hasn't done something like that, I don't know. I mean, Amway sell in a video game, I think that would be cool. A video game series, actually. Like Atlas just sell through Amway. Of course, these are just random ideas, and the reason I'm coming up with them is because it's still freaking bleaking hot. And it's freaking bleaking hot because the air conditioning isn't installed yet. But it should be over the next few weeks. So I'll be working on that, and I'll probably be randomly uploading vids. But I won't be doing any more voiceovers, any vlogs, and I don't have a better webcam, so I won't be doing any fun vids for a while, like, I don't know, where you can see my face or whatever. In the meantime, though, I hope you enjoy the vids. People have been asking me about the Persona 1 remake for PSP. I think it's a wonderful idea, but I don't have a PSP, so I wouldn't be getting it. I don't think I'll be getting a PSP until next year at the earliest, and I may never actually get a PSP. So it all depends. I'm not actually very big on actually spending money on gaming. I actually borrowed my PS2 and most of my games. The last game I bought is probably Street Fighter Alpha 3, but that's probably wrong. I probably bought something more recent than that. But that should give you an idea, though. I'm rather unusual for a gamer. I'm not big into spending either money or time into games. I just play games because, they're sort of there, and I sort of appreciate the creativity that goes into them. Most of the time I just play a game long enough to get an idea of the system, then I analyze it, and then I move on. So I'm actually more of a game analyzer at this point than a game player. I hope to become a game maker, but it's not really my main career. It's just something that I wanted to do, sort of an excuse to learn new technologies. I probably should try to set out to actually have a proper career. That would be sensible. But in the meantime, yeah, actually the reason I'm putting air conditioning and stuff is so that I can work more on my career stuff. And I'd like to rant more about that, but it was sort of going in circles. See, and I think I sound really stupid because I really have difficulty focusing. It's really hot, and that's good for if you want to go to the beach, but it's bad for if you want to take over the world with your brilliance. So, I think I'm just gonna go take yet another shower because I take like up to 3 showers a day because of the heat, and then I'm gonna probably like play some more Persona 3, and yeah, that's about it. I don't think I'll upload any more vids today, but might upload some more tomorrow or over the weekend, depending on when I do them. Yeah. And that was like nearly 10 minutes of me just rambling on randomly. Oh well. I don't know if I will actually do them, but I found out some cool technical stuff recently. If you're into video transcoding, audio transcoding and stuff, so I might share it later. Alright, bye.